Hey, welcome back. When we think of the 1962 top set, we usually think about that wooden border on the cars. That kind of the first time they've done really anything like that. Kind of stepping into the modern world of just a boring, white border that they kind of done in the past. But also, it's kind of a condition sensitive set where that wooden border just kind of seems to fray really bad. Kind of gets rounded really easily around the corners. Just looking at it seems to wear these cards out. So we kind of take into consideration when we grade these cards. But something else that a lot of times comes to mind as far as 1962 errors, which Topps I don't think is really known for errors overall. But one thing that's known for them is the green tint series of cards in the 1962 top set. In this set, in the going from 110 to 196 of their cards. That's the Series 2 cards of the 1962 top set. They came out with a variant of being green tinted. Well, what happened is Topps needed to print out a bunch of these cards, as the cards ended up being more popular than they realized. So they printed them at a different site. When they printed them on these printers, whatever the printing presses, whatever they had, they're just too green. And a lot of cards kind of came out looking funny. And today, we still see these cards kind of stand out as being these green tinted cards. They bring in a little bit more of a premium, not really enough to worry about. There's kind of a cool trivia and collectors thing to have for Topps cards. But they did something else, a few of the things that's kind of weird. When they the story goes when they transported the plates, the masters, to be able to make these new cards, they were actually damaged. Some of them were. And I don't know if that's a true story or not. I always picture this old 50s coupe driving these plates across town to a different printing location, and some of them fall out or whatever and they break. I don't know if that's true or not, but some of the cards, they have to actually choose a new pose. So you got about 8 different cards of that Series 2 1962 Topps where it's a completely different pose of the player. And some of those are more popular, but again, not really that much of a variation. So the second poses are green tints. And the green tints, we're going to show a couple of those here today with some cool variations too. They are green tinted in the actual picture, but also in the border, it's kind of a washed out wood look to the borders. And we're going to show a couple of those. We're going to talk about number 139 in particular. This is one of their Babe Ruth series, like a subset, if you will, in the Series 2. In 1939, we talk about Babe Hits 60. And here is the original. These are worth about $30. So there he is. He's hitting 60 home runs. He's got some dirt below him where I guess the baseline is, and that's what it looks like. The green tint version of that same card is not a different pose, but it's a very different picture. It's got just grass below him. There's no dirt. And then over on the left side, it has a little foul pole, what looks like a foul pole, a little green line. And some people say that's because it's a completely different picture, or some people say it's just because of the green tint. It filled in the dirt in the bottom. And then that foul pole is just where the crop of the picture is slightly off. Because in all of these green tint pictures, you can compare them side to side, and the cropping will be slightly different. It's like they use the same picture, but they didn't get it quite centered just right. So 2 variations of that card. But then Topps did something very strange here. They also came out with another version of the 139, which is Hal Reniff. It's his regular card. And here it is. So Yankees pitcher, Hal Reniff. Nothing's too special. That's the portrait version. Well, they came out with a green tint version of that as well. So again, all number 139. Here is the pitching pose of Hal Reniff. This is the green tint. All pitching poses are green tints. All the portrait versions are the regulars. And this one's the most valuable. High books for about $60 in the Beckett, which is pretty cool. And but the story doesn't end there. There is one more Hal Reniff that they actually corrected. This is the number 159. That's what Hal Reniff should have been, the 159. Not a green tint, just a regular one. So we got 5 different cards here, 2 different numbers, multiple poses. Very confusing. I'm not sure what all Topps was thinking when they did it, but it kind of makes for kind of a cool collector's thing now. So kind of a cool trivia about this set. And we talked about, there is definitely other variations of different poses, which are kind of cool to collect. Not worth a whole lot. The $60 card is definitely the most valuable of that, at least of the green tint cards, unless you get like one of the stars. Guys, that is it for 1962 Topps. Kind of a fun set. I hope you're still enjoying these videos, and I hope you subscribe, and we'll see you next time.